Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Brandon. Welcome to Audio Addiction, where you can find latest album reviews, you can find our band interviews, and you can find live coverage of the concerts that we get. I've been pretty quiet. I've been in the process of moving, so I've been getting that all in order. So if you haven't been seeing as much content as you have been with the channel, that is just the reason why I've been kind of inconsistent with the album reviews and the live sets and things of that nature. It's just I've been trying to kind of manage my time very well and see how it goes. I'll also be doing this one along with another review. Check out Cliffside. They're a band from Vancouver, British Columbia. They're currently on tour. Go give them a listen. They're awesome. And then I'll also be doing Oh Sleeper's newest record as well this week. So tons of new records coming out, or if they're already out, for the most part, I'm going to be trying to do some back catalog stuff too in my free time as well. So some awesome old and new reviews are coming out very soon, so definitely keep your eye out. But tonight we're going to be talking about Chronologist's newest record, Solstice I. Huge shoutouts to Zach as per usual. He sends these over as early as he possibly can, and I try to get to him as early as I possibly can. So this was the earliest I could get to it. Unfortunately, it's been out for a couple weeks. I think like 2 weeks now. But give it a listen. I am really excited to go through this. If you aren't familiar with them, they are a band out of Texas. And they are doing this really cool thing where they are making an EP for each equinox and each solstice of this year, and so that means that there is 4 EPs in total. I'm gonna kind of do a running compilation at the end of the year of what I think about each one, just having the time to listen to it, as well as just kind of my rankings of how I feel like they should be ranked out. But I'm gonna go through each track on this one, Solstice I, give you my thoughts and opinions on it, go through some pros and cons, and then finish it out with an overall rating. So the first track is called Mandala. This one's one of my favorites. It's got some really awesome melodies going on in here. There's this sick groove at around the 1 minute and 37-second mark to around the 1 minute and 57-second mark. I think they really just do a great job of doing instrumental music that has kind of a hook to it. Much like intervals, I love what Aaron is doing currently with the band, and I feel like it's not just like just watch me shred. I think it's very methodical, it's very thought out, and I think it's very much in the same lane as I feel like Equinox did, is that it's really keeping it interesting and keeping it fresh as a listener. I don't primarily listen to a lot of instrumental music. I do like instrumental music, and so coming from just the background of more just kind of vocals and things of that nature, pulling the most important parts out of a song, I feel like this takes more learning in terms of just like the guitar parts kind of have to take over like the vocal parts, and sometimes that works and sometimes it doesn't, but I feel like in this case it works out very well. I think the energy of the track definitely helps as well. It's very high energy, and it can definitely be felt throughout the entire tracks. Like I said, very much interval vibes on this track as well. Definitely one to give a listen to if you haven't already. So we're going to move it into track number 2, which is T as in Tsunami. This one's one of my favorites as well, and god dang, this one is so good. I think this one's the best one off the EP. Maybe Guarantee Denied might be a close second. I think they're very much, I don't know, they're like hit or miss for me in terms of like which one's better, which one's worse. It's very tough. I think they're like, again, neck and neck. But getting back to this track, love that it keeps this sort of same energy as Mandala. I think that was really great. But just with that like energy, man, this track brings the energy, and I think it just takes it to that next level that I know and love. There's this really awesome part at around the 1 minute and 7 second mark to around the 1 minute and 50-second mark, it's just got this really gritty tonality to it. It's got this real like bite to it, which I love. And then about halfway through that section, there's this really awesome like tapping guitar riff as well, just kind of add leads on top. It sounds sick, and it's definitely just super like unexpected, and I think it really works with the track. Speaking about really something that's interesting as well that makes this track just kind of like in my mind a standout track, as starts at the 1 minute and 35-second mark to around the 2 minutes and 15 seconds mark as well. Just this really cool kind of like minor tonality change in the song. It goes kind of almost in a sort of darker direction, kind of very harkening back to their first EP, Equinox, of the kind of Equinox Solstice EP quadrilogy. I don't even know how to pronunciate it. I'm just not even gonna try to do it, but you know what I mean. 4 records. I think it really kind of, really harkens back to that time of Equinox, and I think that's really cool in and of itself. The bass tone on this track is just thick, you know what I'm saying? Just meaty, gritty. I love it. Definitely one of the best tracks off the EP, without a doubt. So we're gonna move into track number 3, which is Flores. This one is really cool too. I think this one took me by surprise and is one of those ones that are growing on me. I would say is also a favorite of mine as well. I think this whole EP is just slay fest. But anyway, this is really cool because I think it is much different than all of the tracks on this EP. I think it borrows a lot from a lot. I was gonna say a lot like Birds, but that's not the band. Animals as Leaders. It has a very kind of syncopated sort of feel to it. It also borrows a lot from Tesseract. They do some really unique stuff with where it's like real ambient. A lot of the stuff is like it has more of a bass drive to it, and there's some really cool guitar work that goes on top of it. I think this one is definitely groovier. It's got definitely more of a bounce to it than I feel like the other 2 tracks. While they are very good, I feel like they're very high energy. They're very in your face. This one definitely is a little bit slower, but it has more of a groove to it. I love that Zach does some really sick blast beats in this track, and just that like snare roll. I think it really works with like the tempo and the things that they're like putting into the track. I think it's just, obviously it works instrumentally, just like the guitars, the bass. I think that works really well, but just adding just kind of a different groove over top of the guitar work and the bass work, I think is really sick. There's this really sick breakdown that begins with a solo that ends it off at around the 2 minutes and 55-second mark to around the 3 minutes and 25-second mark as well. And that ending really kind of ties in just that breakdown piece, and they kind of attach it on to the end. I thought that was really sick as well. Super chunky, super heavy, and definitely enjoyed this one as well. So we're going to move into the last track. Track number 4, which is Guaranteed Denied. This one's one of my favorites as well. I think they released a music video for this one, if I'm not mistaken. And this one's just Groove City. It reminds me a lot of Mandala in the terms of just like the melodic nature of the track. But I also feel like it's very separated in terms of the instrumentals, the way that they go. Like you can definitely hear a lot of the bass tones. You can hear a lot of the guitar tones. You can hear kind of the drums, like them all kind of pull away from each other, especially in that first verse. But then towards the end, they really kind of mesh well together, and then you can kind of hear them in layers, which is really interesting. I think it was executed super well. I also like that they brought a real kind of power metal, sort of more aggressive, more fast-paced vibes in the second verse. And also just the melodies on this track were fantastic. Again, harkening back to Mandala a lot. And I think that the way that they're just kind of been able to encompass all of the different sort of tracks, and kind of, finish it off in kind of a circle-esque way, I think it really worked out. Some pros and cons that I have. Cons, I don't have any. I think what they are doing is just so so killer. I think they're really making unique tracks that, I think anybody can listen to, whether or not you listen to a lot of bands and singer-songwriters or whatever that have vocals on it, or if you love like instrumental, Chon, Animals as Leaders, a bunch of other bands that are also instrumental, Polyphia. If you like those bands, I think you'll get along with that as well. Intervals. I feel like those bands you'll definitely pull from. I think you might even pull from even more, just being kind of from more of a technical, like instrumental background. I feel like a lot of people enjoy that, but I think it really works. I think what they got going on in this record is just fantastic. I think it is borderline flawless. And just what they're doing, it's heavy, it's melodic, it's memorable, it's got hooks, and I think they're really just hitting on all cylinders on this EP. I loved Equinox, but I think I love this one that much more, but it's gonna be tough. I'm gonna have to really put my nose to the grindstone at the end of the year. But my overall rating for Chronologist is Solstice I. I'm gonna be giving it a 9.8 out of 10. Go give this one a listen. It's been out for a little bit, I think about 2 weeks now, a little under 2 weeks. So go give this one a listen. It's fantastic. It's on all Spotify, Pandora, all that shit. So go give it a listen. Links in the description to find out about Chronologist. Please go give them a listen. Go give them some love. And let me know in the comments what your favorite track is. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? I'd love to know what your thoughts are on it as well. And plenty of more content to come this week and into the following week. If you do see kind of a break, you know why. And thank you guys for just being super patient, which is the move and things of that nature. If you care about that, if not, understandable as well. But like I said, my name is Brandon. We hope you got your fix, and we'll be talking with you soon. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Of course, if you enjoy what we do, make sure to go check out the other series we do. We do album reviews, we do band interviews, and we do live videos, so definitely go check that out. Hit that subscribe button. It really helps our channel, helps us grow. Make sure to hit that like button as well. Go follow us on social media. That's all down below. We try to keep that as updated as possible. We also made a new website where we'll be posting photos of upcoming concerts and stuff like that, which you can go check out at audioaddictionmedia.com and come get your fix with us, guys. Talk to you later. Deuces.